So it goes like this. So this is the first module, and then there's another module here, like this. So when we put the floor in, we realised it was a really large radio antenna, and so we wired up the floor, and it's a steel frame floor all the way through. It's a massive array that was isolated from the ground because it was sitting on rubber. And we wired that up and listened to it resonating with the Earth's natural radio, which the builders were pretty intrigued that this metal structure would resonate in sympathy with the environment. So when we always design the house with this ability to be able to draw on the outside. The thing I like about these star maps is you can just make them up. There are so many stars that you can just invent them. Because probably wherever you put the dot, there'll be a star there anyway.
You can take this outside.
Oh wow, that's a massive solar flare there. There's a sunspot. There's not a lot of activity, it's very calm down. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, so I was looking at.
Oh man, check this out, Joyce. In here.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing. There's something that we're not really sure. I'm not necessarily saying that it's bad to be in a house. Maybe it's good to be in a house. Maybe we need protection from all that crackling. Maybe there's a problem with that. Because you'd have to say, why, when people conceived of a shelter, did we build electromagnetic shelters? So we actually live inside of electromagnetic fields. When you step outside and you sleep in the bush, you're sleeping under this. You're not protected by an electromagnetic field anymore. And we know that our planet is protected by an electromagnetic field. So it's possible that we intuitively have built electromagnetic fields for ourselves to live in. And so I'm very interested in the sound of the inside of the house, how big the field is that comes off the house, how big the fields are that come off the high voltage power lines, and then this amazing, bright, sparkling forest of sound that comes from outer space. Look up.
This is like the rainforest, where we're like the Olympic mountains. Yeah, you see there's in between the small range and the cascades. And in the cascade, you look at national park, there's places like this. And it's the rainforest, which is quite
Yeah, it's not quite jasmine, is it?
No, there's a jasmine-y thing in there.
It's humus. Where's the baba ganoush?
God, that's interesting. Humus. Really, you could spend your life just studying the smells in this little...
Earth. This bit of earth.
Well, this whole
Out
gully
in the cave.
sort of gathering chaos.
The jasmine when they mix it with sandal.
Yeah, like an attar. This is really old. Really old. There's another one there, I'd say. That's a kid's hand.
Yeah.
Child, adolescent.
The Blue Mountains are 2-hour train ride from Sydney. They're incredibly beautiful, but they're also it's a national park. There's many untouched places, and they're very much part of it. Out in the rock formations, you get these veins of sort of iron ore. You get kind of the sandstone and these veins of iron. And they were out there and they said, well, if you have sort of different spaces of a conductive material, it's essentially an antenna.
So there's this beautiful piece they did on a residency. I think it began on a residency out in Western Australia, which was like sort of a sense of like building a classic 1960s Wilhelm Reich cloud busting machine was kind of the intention. So I kind of love this piece, and also I love the story about this piece because they didn't know whether it would work, but they believed that it would.
And we're looking out over the Megalong Valley, and they're activating the weather working devices. And I think when I see the students who look so beautiful and so young, and they're black and white, for me it's this wonderful idealistic idea about nature and life, and that they could work together.
There are these pressure valves here, and then there's a source of water here in a high pressure vessel, and it all pressurizes and it streams water through the back of the device. And if you point them at a cloud, they're said to begin to draw orgone energy out of the sky back through the system and then sort of feed it back. And sure enough, within 30 seconds, we realised that actually we were activating. We said, oh, we better not do that. And within about 30 seconds, we could feel rain on our heads. By the evening, it was torrential rain.
I originally trained as a jeweler, so I'm very interested in material science. The materials, you know, the conductivity of materials, and I studied electronics. So I was looking at building electronics. I was interested in listening inside of materials, so I started listening to musical instruments.
Shot now. Not so close. Yeah. And then walk down the road.
So we're recording the sound of the railway line, but also we're recording the sound of radar, which is one of the outer beacons from the instrument landing system. Well, I guess there are a lot of devices. Antennas are all designed, you know, an object as simple as this. So at a sculptural level, you can say when you have something as simple as an antenna like this, it's resonating in sympathy to a part of the electromagnetic spectrum. And all antennas are doing that. So I'm interested in the movement and vibration of energy, and then the objects that are receiving it, or that can resonate in sympathy. So form and movement, and how the movement of energy produces a form is like a critical idea for me particularly. So this is what it sounds, same antennas, but listening now away from the magnetic field. So this is what nature sounds like. So to get this kind of recording, it needs to be done at night, but now a long way away from electricity, the electrical environment, out in the bush. And this is what this antenna is designed to listen to. It's designed to listen to what they call natural radio. And natural radio is radio that's basically coming from outer space.
Telepathy is like a dream work in a way. What's interesting about that is the experience that the person has when they're inside the work, because you know, they're really left with their the noise of the interior of the body. And then this is the first version, and you know, we had this quite heavy door, so people would go in through the door and spend some time in there. When you start to see the world through the electromagnetic spectrum, you also realise that there are bands of frequency, but that largely in that things seem to be more undifferentiated than we imagine. And it brings us back to thinking about this idea of chaos as being a sort of turbulent system that that has islands of stability and then various areas of volatility. And I think that making art, you know, the act of composition in a way is sort of wrangling chaos. It's wrangling chaos into these sort of other states.
I think for a long time we've been looking at natural phenomena, looking at the sun, listening to the VLF, the very low frequency part of the spectrum, and engaging in the big ideas about things that are outside of the planet, the envelope of the planet, the ionosphere. And I have to say the balloon has taken us to another aspect of that. It's taken us to the jet stream. Mm. Yeah, okay. But if we go on the 17th, on Sunday, so this is Saturday, if we go on the 17th, and here we were saying 9:30 a.m. So here's Rankin Springs. The balloon will go up, 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 and float towards Sydney, and then it will burst, and then it will land here near this lake.
We got permission from CASA and we did all the right things and got the balloon ready and we launched it, and it went about 40 kilometres.
Wow.
And that started my son off, and he actually raced out and got his amateur radio licence straight away, so he could help me do it in the future.
Good for us. These guys are gone, but
Yeah, but it'd be nice if they were here because
Oh, the weather's perfect next weekend.
it'll be really good shooting.
great.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Let's
Love
get it on the road.
Here, the signals are a sideband transmission. It's slow scan TV, developed in the early space programs of both the USSR and the USA.
Oh, that's the camera. Is that your little camera?
Yeah, I mean, low res, partial frames. It's a sideband transmission, so it's decoding tones. So this is lines.
Wow.
So that's detuned. I've built an antenna, quarter wave whip antenna. The length of this element is tuned to a frequency of 433 megahertz, which is a known frequency that is legal to broadcast at low power without a license in most parts of the world. They are sending a sound to the edge of space, and that sound is falling back to Earth. And so there's telemetry involved. On the balloon, we want to be able to record the process of the flight. The balloon is going up to 30 kilometres, may drift 100 or 200 kilometres from the launch position. So if we can actually pick up anything from altitude, even if we can hear some of this telemetry, that's an achievement.
No, for sure. I'll forward you his email with his predictor.
Right.
He's got like a 3D map of the heights, and he can predict where the balloon bursts and everything. And so you've got this sort of like, and then he's got like a little balloon burst and then comes back down. We could have a view to the horizon, one looking up and one down.
That'd be ideal. Well, Jacob. And we do need to make this checklist because there's also the audio. We have to see exactly what we're powering, what's on board.
When we started working on this, we were thinking about dropping a recording. And then we were thinking about Aeolian devices. and we started looking at various kinds of whistles and wires and things like that. So there are Aeolian whistles, harps, and then ones from nature and bamboo, and it's like we're all living in this time when you can research, do great research through the internet. Yeah, so here's a Japanese one for a Japanese kite and a Chinese one.
Don't you worry. You're gonna be okay. About $100 worth of lithium batteries. Huh. See this? Got a million different bow making things.
Well, we're going to have to
It's great.
look at the weight of everything now.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I'm sure, I'm confident.
And then up.
Wow.
We have a mobile hotspot with an antenna on the roof here. Yeah, so it'll tell you how to get to where it is.
It was on 9:23.
Oh, you can't.
Free hand.
Yeah, I don't want to be someone who pops on.
So there's 3 bows. The bows are set up so that wind in 3 directions, so that if you should be able to, it will produce different sounds depending on which way the wind was going.
We're pretty much ready to go. We've got the spot working for tracking. We've got the APRS, which is a ham radio system, ready, and that's operational and that's tracking right now. So now we're just waiting to fill the balloon, and as soon as the payloads they're comfortable with that, we'll start the balloon fill. That'll take about 15 minutes, and then it's ready to go.
I wonder why they put the skirt on it. We use Kotex. 3, 2, 1. Woohoo!
Oh my God!
Don't fall on me now. It'll be above their operational height in the next 20 minutes. So they're leaving Sydney, are they?
So they should be close in the area then.
Yeah, well, this will be out of their way, and it's right above Rankin Springs. It will not go south of the highway. Won't go south of Rankin Springs, according to the prediction.
Okay, mate, 100%. I appreciate your call back.
Interestingly enough, there's been 300 km/h winds up till today in the stratosphere and in the jet stream as well. Temperature up there is going to be damn cold, probably about -50, -60 possibly. And there's another 300 kilometre band of wind coming behind this one. So we're actually in the lull between 2 strong bands of wind, and we've just got a nice quiet day to do this.
That's the tracking thing from the balloon.
That's not the slow scan.
No, we lost that about 10 metres up or something.
Right.
Yeah.
145, 175, and what was it? FM.
It's narrowband.
Ah, I can still see it up there.
11k now.
11 what?
11k's up.
Just 11k. Yeah. Standard convoy type deal. We don't have radios, I guess. I could be on UHF if anyone had CB.
Oh, yeah.
We were listening to it, it was like beep, it was terrible sound. It was just like this
Oh, that.
beacon.
Oh, yeah. Geez, well, it picked up some speed after the balloon burst.
You know what I can do?
What?
I can use my APRS decoder and maybe listen to your radio in case mine's having a problem. And that's what it's for. It seems very big for
You know what?
UHF.
I reckon it might have come down. It's actually saying it's still alive.
Oh.
Because it's in stop mode, right? You got a signal?
Yeah, we got a very strong signal when we're coming around that bend.
Yeah, great.
So about halfway through.
All right, we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, you just need to come down the road a little bit. We've got a lock on it. And it's just in the bush.
Sheep have been feeding a track to it.
Yeah.
Ooh, boggy.
Well, this is good for it. It's probably
Now you're happy.
only smashed a little bit.
Over the moon.
I want to see how this balloon works.
Parachute work.
Yeah, how this
Oh, it's upside down.
will happen.
Hence, what?
I'd say the fact that the parachute's so close to the payload is not a good thing.
No.
It probably came down heavy.
Let it wrap itself around.
Yeah, it landed in a puddle.
I'd love to know why your spot stopped.
It's upside down for a start.
It hasn't come back. It should have been plotting the flight.
Wait, she dug into the ground.
Well, you folded up the parachute and crashed.
Look at that.
Sorry, not
This one's at 3 hours 55, and this one has turned off. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's the normal battery pack.
Yeah, with an extra one. All right. Good to see this one's going.
You know, the incredible thing is filming all the people filming it.
Oh, look at that.
Pointing in one direction.
Yeah, that's the main problem. That came down and wrapped around there.
Look at that. That's
Wow.
amazing.
You guys said you were happy with the.
That's insane.
Hey, hang on. Where'd the disco? The disc off the lower antenna.
Ah, yeah, you lost your.
Oh, look at that.
Got ripped off.
Yeah.
It's pretty violent coming
Been
down.
going
Yeah.
fast.
Well, so do you think that actually just
But it
really
was-
just fell out of the sky?
Good work, mate. You did a good job. You know, we live in an era where media, you know, we're constantly communicating through channels of light across vast distances. And so I think that work is like an extension of, it's landscape art. It's art at the scale, you know, in this enormous in this enormous space. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like putting a work in a gallery, is it? It's like the gallery is all the way to the horizon, and it reaches out into the cosmos as well.